Welcome back, you guys. Welcome to the garden. I am Eve, and if you have found me, then you are one of the lucky few who are going to be utilizing some of these rituals to tap into the energy of the flower moon. Now, if you have been on my channel, thank you for coming back. If you are brand new, I'm letting you know we are doing two videos that we are going to be using to capture the energy of this moon. And the first video is this one, where we are going to list 8 rituals that you can use on your own or with other people to really dig into this energy of this month and this moon. Our full moon is going to be on May 1st, and if you guys are aware of what happens in the cosmos, every once in a while we get a blue moon, and it is our blue moon that's going to be happening at the end of this month. So what we're going to talk about today is actually just the 8 rituals for the flower moon. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that moon, what the energy is all about, and how you can capitalize upon this time for yourself. Stay tuned. How about we talk a little bit about what this moon is actually about? This moon is actually one of my favorites. It is the flower moon, and it is about sensuality. It is about abundance. You had your April showers last month, that was really watering the ground, getting you ready to blossom, getting you ready to bloom. And as we know, the April showers bring those May flowers, which means abundance of plenty. And not only that, but deep-rooted natural sensuality that's going to be attached to it. Now, this is going to be a little bit more about softening yourself, of course, and expanding, but in a much richer and a much more full body kind of sensation. Now, the flower moon symbolizes fertility in all its forms. So love is in the air, but babies are as well. So be careful. And also, you are going to have great opportunities for abundance. You're not just going to be physically fertile, but you're going to be birthing new ideas, new opportunities, new ways of healing, new creativity. Your confidence is going to be off the charts. It is summertime, okay? Summer is on its way, and you already know what happens during the summer. We are ready to be outside a little bit. Not me, but you can. And again, with the confidence comes abundance. Because once you're putting yourself forward, once you're putting yourself out there, you're going to start pulling in, manifesting a lot more from the world around you. All right, so tonight's 8 rituals are going to help you clear out the old energy, open up your heart, open up your mind, get your body ready for confidence and growth. Stay tuned as we get into Ritual 1. Ritual 1 is our flower crown manifestation ritual. All right, follow me into this. It's good. What you're going to need for this, you are going to need some fresh flowers, some twine, some ribbon, and some scissors. All right? Fresh flowers, twine, ribbon, and scissors. Now, once you have gathered your fresh flowers, your twine, and ribbon, we are going to weave this into a crown, and you are going to weave in your intentions as you are putting together your crown. Now, as you put in each flower, and do be specific about the flowers that you're putting into it. Colors have a lot of representation, which I'm going to go ahead and put a color board here for you, so you can take a look at what colors represent. Also some for flowers, so you can see what kind of the flowers represent as well. Colors more than anything are going to be your representation, but the flowers have meaning as well. So do understand the energy that you are wanting to put into your flowers. If you are going to be gathering them just outside in nature, don't worry too much about what the flowers themselves represent, as your energy is going to be very important for you to tap into what you're intending, what you're trying to manifest. All right, so as you are putting in your flowers into your crown, you're going to start saying some of your intentions out loud. Whether you are wanting to build abundance, whether you want to build more creativity, whether you want to create more confidence in yourself, more sensuality, better bod, better mind, better people around you. Any of these things are definitely possible as you are weaving your crown to bring those things to you. Now, as you are finishing up, you can say an affirmation out loud that says, I grow in beauty and purpose and alignment. Now, as you are saying these words, and if you are used to doing rituals, you know that you are going to want to embody these emotions, embody these feelings. So go ahead and sit in these emotions, sit in these feelings, as this is going to give you that energy that you're going to be using. I am putting this as number 1 on my ritual list because I'm going to do this before I start my full moon circle. I'm going to create my crown, and I'm going to sit it out in the moonlight as I do my cleansing bath, and then get into my circle. When I go out into the nature that I do my circle in, I will put on my crown, and you will sit underneath the moonlight, and it will help you to draw in that energy and keep your mind, your body, your spirit in the energy that you are intending for your rituals that night. Now, if you are wanting to amplify this, as I said before, you can use those different flowers. You are going to be using this crown itself throughout the month. You can place it on your altar as you try it on throughout the month here and there. It is going to amplify your self-worth. It opens up your crown and heart chakras, and it creates a channel of creativity and confidence for yourself. So remember, your crown is not necessarily going to be just for this night alone. It is a symbolism, yes, but it is also a tool that you can use for your rituals for this month and also in the future. This is how you make magical tools, just in case you were wondering. Listen to that. We are experiencing more rain here in Hawaii, and honestly, it's good for us because we need the water, but also we are still recovering from a storm. So you can see all this natural light coming in through my window. It is still pouring rain outside. Love it, but comes at a cost, you know. So we're moving into ritual 2. Our ritual 2 is going to be the floral abundance bath. You know I love my baths. You know I love my showers. And always, before you are getting into your rituals, or even after, it is your choice on how you want to do this. You are going to want to cleanse yourself. Cleanse yourself of the energies that you are taking away from this, or cleanse yourself before you get into doing your rituals, because you want to make sure that your body, your spirit, your mind is all attuned, energetic-wise, to what it is that you are going to be doing when it comes to your rituals. Now, the purpose of this bath is to attract prosperity, to attract the easiness when it comes to pulling these things in, and also energetic fertility. Again, fertility does not necessarily mean babies, although it can be. It also means that you are bringing in fertile ideas, fertile situations, fertile finances, just an abundance of things that you are going to be needing in your life. So make sure you have a good idea of what it is that you are wanting to manifest during this time, because when I tell you, it's going to be sprouting like seeds from a flower. One flower, hundreds of seeds. Trust me. Okay, so the ingredients that you can use for your bath this day is chamomile, jasmine, honey, milk, or oat milk, up to you, and flowers of your choice that are going to have multiple petals. So you can use poppies, you can use marigolds, you can use anything that's going to have lots and lots of petals is what you're looking for when it comes to doing this ritual. I like to put them into a tea bag so that it does not make a mess all over my bathtub. But it is up to you on how you would like it. You can sprinkle it into the water. Choice is yours. If you do have a shower and not a bathtub, feel free to put in a tea bag and hang it above your shower so that the water runs through the tea bag and it lands on your body. You're going to want to have a sort of meditation going on. Now, I am going to be making a meditation for the full moon. I like to play my meditation during my cleansing bath because it also helps me to get attuned, as my meditations typically are going to talk about what energy we are going to be creating, and it's also going to have some healing frequencies. And those frequencies are going to help my body to get in alignment, whether my mind is there yet or not. But as you are in your bathtub, you are going to want to envision things that you are attracting, such as growth, such as flow, such as easiness in that flow, creativity, financial abundance, you being in alignment for what it is that you are trying to attract to yourself. Soak in the water, do some visualizations, make sure you are picturing the outcomes of success, outcomes of achievement, outcomes of love and opportunities, and they are going to start to blossom around you during this month. So that is the energy we are pulling in as we are doing our cleansing bath, because it is putting us right in alignment to do our next set of rituals. All right, we are moving on to ritual 3. Ritual 3, become the bloom visualization meditation. As I said before, we are going to be doing meditations for our rituals and our full moons. So when we are doing our circle, I like to do a meditation as I'm getting into my circle. So from my bath to doing my circle to sitting inside of my circle. And the reason why I do this meditation is because I want to be in alignment. I want to make sure that my mind is focused on my goals. My mind is focused on my intentions. I'm not distracted by today's work. I'm not distracted by who is talking to me, who is not talking to me. I'm not caught up in chaos of the world. Instead, I have purposely put my energy in a space of manifestation that I want to manifest in. This energy of this full moon is going to be abundant. So you want to be careful about the type of energy that you are bringing into your circle and into your ritual. And that is why I do the meditation. So this meditation is going to be created to help you align with your vibrational frequency of blossoming in that abundance. Now, for this, you can play the meditation that I have for you. If you want to play your own meditation, you're looking for a meditation that is going to help you with softening emotional fulfillment as well as abundance. Now, as you are doing the meditation, you want to visualize yourself as a flower. Deep in the soil, your seed that is now flourishing and blooming. You can feel yourself pushing upward through the ground, opening up into the sunlight, having your first green leaves, opening up your petals, blooming, and repeating the process, repeating the mindset of I rise, I open, I bloom, I attract, I manifest, I am in alignment. Now, the benefits of this meditation is that it's going to help anchor you in your rituals, for one. It is also going to boost your confidence. It's going to keep you in flow, moving with surety, with purpose. And it's going to offer some clarity. So this is going to mention a lot of things that are going to help you to clarify your thoughts, clarify your intentions, and it's going to allow you to feel yourself confidently, trusting the situation, trusting that you are getting what you are manifesting, trusting in the outcome of the rituals that you are going to be putting in place, because you know that your energy is in alignment. Okay? All right, we're going to move on to ritual 4. So going into our ritual 4, it is our flower and water aura cleanse. If you have collected, the purpose of this is to cleanse heavy emotions and renew your aura. You are going to need a bowl of water, fresh flowers or petals. And if you have something that you can wrap into like a bundle, like twine, you can use that as well. Now, the first thing you are going to do is take your plants, take your flowers, take your leaves and stems, and you're going to dip them into the water under the moonlight. Kind of get them into that water, really dip your hands in there with the flowers, and you're going to want to feel the energy of the intentions that you have been stirring up and creating for the night and putting it into that water. You can speak those intentions out loud, however you want. Once you have them kind of coated, then you can take it out or wrap it in the twine. And then you're going to start to run it up your arms, run it over your shoulders, run it over your chest, your face, your body. Wherever you feel the need to cleanse, you're going to run it over. You don't want it to be sopping wet so much as just like kind of a dripping kind of sensation. This is just to help your body do the cleanse itself. Now, if you are doing this to other people, feel free to cleanse each other, as that is going to help your energies to be focused as you are going through the process of being cleansed. Then you can sit your bundle out and let it air dry. Don't wipe it off. And then thank your moon for clearing, providing this cleansing energy for you. Now, the benefit of this is that it's going to remove stagnant energy and infuse your aura with softness and harmony. On top of that, you have now made a bundle that you can use for cleansing in the future. This is another spiritual tool that you can use for the future. Okay, this is kind of one of my favorite parts of when I do my rituals. But we are moving into ritual 5, which is the bloom what you want garden jar spell or mojo bag. Up to you on what you would like to do. Some of us like to use jars. Some of us like to use mojo bags. I personally am a mojo bag girly, but a lot of jar work is also something that you can do. And jars are a little more useful if you're going to be using this in multiple areas, not just a one-time use, but like you want to keep dipping into this energy. You can make a jar that you can use for this, okay? Now, the purpose of this is to grow your abundance or new opportunities. Your ingredients are going to be soil, flowers, seeds, any kind, cinnamon, basil, or a written intention, and a written intention. Now, the soil that you are going to want to use is going to be dependent upon the type of abundance you are trying to pull into your life. If you want love and romance and all that stuff, then I encourage you to get soil from a place that people get married at a lot. This could be churches, courthouses, wherever. Get it for yourself. If you want abundance when it comes to your finances, I encourage you to get soil when it comes to like banks, places where they hold lots of money. And this also applies to any type of kind of creative thing that you are wanting to pull in. You can get soil from libraries. It is really up to you on what kind of soil that you're going to be using for your jar or for your mojo bag. Once you have all your ingredients, you're going to add, I'm not telling you what else to add to your bag because that is completely up to you, but you do want to add some things that are kind of going to personalize what your intentions are. So if you want it for romance, you can add pieces of your lover. If you want it for your abundance, you can add some coins. If you want it for creativity, you can add different items that help out with your creative level that you're trying to aim for. Now, here's also what I'm going to tell you, and I want you guys to always remember this. When it comes to your mojo bag or your magical jars, you are going to want to have odd number of items in your jar. You do not want to have an even number. You want odd. Even closes off the energy, and it's not a good energy that you are creating. It is not going to manifest in a good way, right? So you instead want to keep it odd numbered so you open up that energy. It allows for it to come and go and keep in like a cycle, right? Okay, so again, once you have your items, you're going to add them to the jar or to your bag. Start with your soil, add your pinch of cinnamon. The cinnamon is going to be for speed. Basil is for prosperity. Fold up your note with your intention and place it in beneath the seed. Now you're going to either want to take that and bury the seeds in the jar or into your mojo bag. And then you're going to want to seal it with water. All right. Now place this near your window under the full moon for the next 3 days. And that is going to soak up that energy for you. The symbolism is that as the flowers grow, so does your intention. Now, if you are doing this in a mojo bag, you can relocate some of your seeds and stuff to a plant jar. If you are doing this in a jar, you can relocate some of your seeds and stuff into a planter. This is just going to be, again, symbolism for your abundance growing. Now, I personally, if I am doing this for abundance, I do this as a spell work, and it's usually not during the full moon. This is more for symbolism as opposed to actual spell work. If you're actually doing this for spell work, you're going to want to use plants that you are going to see multiple leaves on, multiple petals on, things like that. But as I said, this is more for symbolism, and it's also for ritual stuff in your future. So do not feel the need to actually grow plants from this, okay? And it's just symbolism. But, all right, moving on to Ritual 6. Okay, moving on to Ritual 6. Ritual 6 is the flower moon sensuality ritual. Now, this is something that you can use for this full moon. Again, this is going to be in your circle. We have already started the circle with the meditation. We have done a ritual inside the circle with the making the jar and the mojo bag. And this is another one that you're going to be doing inside of your circle. But you can also do this outside of your circle in the next coming days, months, for the rest of the year. Because you're going to be making something that's going to be utilized throughout your year. Now, the purpose of this is to reconnect with the body, sensuality, and your creative flow. Now, the funny part is that I keep mentioning sensuality and creativity, and if you know, you know. But to explain, your creativity stems from your emotions and your sensuality, your hips movement, your body getting into the groove. If you ever tap into that energy, it is coming from your root chakra, which is going to help you to create things that you feel with your gut. You feel with your whole core of your body, right? All right. So this is going to help you to tap into that type of energy whenever you're doing your creative practices or in any sensuality type of rituals or practices in the future. You are going to need a little jar, some rose oil, jasmine oil, some candles, some soft music, and some additional ingredients if you want to add. You can do like coconut oil or rose petals. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to sit comfortably, and you're going to take your oils and you're going to want to mix them together. So you can grind up your jasmine or your rose if you're going to be using like actual petals, but you're also still going to want that rose oil and the jasmine oil. And then you're going to mix in your coconut oil, equal parts for the most part for like your flowers and your oils, essential oils. And then maybe about 3 to 4 parts for your coconut oil. You're really wanting it to be desaturated in the coconut oil because you're going to be using that to anoint yourself. Now, in this ritual in particular, if you have everything already mixed up together, go ahead and sit comfortably and apply the oil to your wrists, to your neck, to your hips, to your belly. Breathe deeply, holding your hand over your heart and over your stomach. And you're going to roll your hips and shoulders and hands. And you're going to speak out loud. I honor the beauty of my body and the power it holds. I honor the beauty of my body and the power it holds. I honor the beauty of my body and the power it holds. Now, the purpose of this is because it's going to be about self-love. It's going to be about acknowledging your body, taking pride in the body, feeling your body truly, and tapping into what makes you feel sensual, creative, beautiful, handsome, sexy. All right, so that's all I have for you for the ritual. Oh, sorry. Once you have all your oils and stuff, feel free to seal it in the jar. I do like little jars, not like super big ones, but up to you if you want to make more. That is completely up to you. Once you have your jar, though, you can sit it again next to your mojo bag for about 3 days in the moonlight, and that's going to infuse it with the energy that you're looking for. All right, moving on to ritual 7. Ritual 7 is our flower moon petal release ritual. So I know we're losing a lot of flowers, using a lot of flowers, but that is kind of the purpose. It's a flower moon, so make sure you have lots of flowers. All right, so the purpose of this is to let go of old versions of yourself so new growth can bloom. You are going to need dried up flowers. So if you have some old flowers, I have some old flowers. Yay! But if you have some old flowers, feel free to use it. If you do not have any dried flowers, fresh flowers are totally fine. Please do not worry, okay? You're going to need a piece of paper, a candle, and a fire-safe bowl. Now, you are going to write down what you are ready to release. Tear that paper into small pieces and mix it in with your dried petals. Now, if your petals are not dry, you can wrap them around the non-dry petals. It's still going to work. You just want to make sure that they're kind of a little more securely wrapped around those petals. Once you have everything mixed together, you are going to want to burn it safely in your bowl. Next, you're going to scatter the ashes into the wind or bury them. Now, the purpose of this is that you are composting your old energy. It is energy that is no longer needed, but it is fertile energy to transform into what you are trying to create and manifest for your next chapter. So